What's good, everybody? It's your boy Hamza from Ather Gaming, and today guys I'm coming to you with a brand new combo tutorial. You guys saw from the title, it's the highly anticipated archetype from Rise of the Duelist, Dragma, Invoked. Now a lot of people are anticipating this deck to be the next best control deck of the format, and I just decided that I should show you guys some super essential combos that you guys need to know if you are interested in this deck. Before we get into that guys, make sure you guys like the video, make sure you guys comment what you guys want to see next, and of course make sure you guys subscribe because we are going to be uploading daily videos from here on out and you guys don't want to miss it. As well as we are going to be doing a super insane giveaway at 6k subscribers. More details to come in the near future. But without further ado guys, let's get straight into these combos. So starting off with the first combo guys, it is the one card combo of Disciple of the Nadir, sorry about that. If you guys don't know what this card does, essentially it's like the bread and butter of your combos. It's the meat and the potatoes, everything in between, the peanut butter to the jelly. Like, this card is the most important card of the deck, and if you guys need to know the combos, this is one combo that you guys for sure should know or keep it back in your pocket if you want to play the deck or if you want to counter the deck. And basically what this card does is you can send one monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, then you can add one Dragma monster with like the same level, and then basically they just lock you in special something from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, but it doesn't matter. But anyways guys, now we're just going to get onto with this combo. So we're going to go ahead and start by using Disciple. Disciple right here, we're going to send our App Cologne, and we are going to add our Ecclesia, the Dragma Saint. Now this is really good because on a separate chain, our App Cologne is going to trigger to actually add our Shadal Rook, and then we're going to obviously have discard cards, so we'll just discard Shadal Rook, okay? Perfectly fine, everything right here. And the reason why we had to do that is if you guys don't know, App Cologne says add one Shadal card and then discard one card from your hand. And now what we're going to do is we're going to normal summon Ecclesia, the Dragma Saint. Use her effect, which is on normal or special summon, you can add one Dragma card from your deck to your hand, but you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. But again, it doesn't matter. And like I said before, they have this clause which is like to try and balance the deck out, but it doesn't even matter because we figured it out. Okay, now we get Dragma. Now we're going to use Maximus Dragma, and we're going to special summon her by banishing the App Cologne from our graveyard right here onto the field. And now what we're going to do is we're actually going to use Maximus's effect, and what she does is you can send two extra deck monsters from your extra deck to the graveyard, and your opponent has to do the same, of course with a different name. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use her effect, and we're going to send Ashen Dragon, and we're going to send our El Shadal Construct. Now our opponent will like send two, whatever. And then from there, Construct is going to trigger to add back Rook, and Ashen Dragon's effect will trigger during the end phase. Basically said is, you can take either one Dragon Monster or Albus card and add it to your hand or special summon it. And yeah, so right here, what we're going to do is we're going to continue our plays, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to set our Shadal Rook like this. We're going to enter the end phase, and we're going to use Ashen Dragon's effect. Ashen Dragon is going to go ahead and add our Fleur de Lis, the Dragma Knight, or Fleur de Lis, or Fleur de Lis, however you guys want to say it. And then right there, during our opponent's main phase, when they do whatever, we're going to activate our Shadal Rook. Now basically, Shadal Rook says during the main phase, you can fuse summon one Shadal monster by banishing materials from your field or graveyard. Obviously you can't directly, but then you can send one monster your opponent controls with the same attribute as the summoned monster to the graveyard. So now this card gives you actually two dimensions. The first dimension is sending a monster to the graveyard with the same attribute as like the best card in the Shadal archetype, which is, you guys will see right here, we're going to banish a Shadal monster and a Dark monster. We're going to summon our Construct. So boom. So now right here, Construct is locking your opponent into only special summoning once, and for the most part you can treat this sort of as like El Shadal Fusion would be, where like your opponent would like reveal a danger and then you would just trigger to summon it. Now it says sucks to suck, but you lost it. So now that's what the window really provides, right? But then the secondary effect is you can send a Dark monster on their field to the graveyard, and then on top of that you still have 1, 2, and then you still have the second or third form of interruption, which is Fleur de Lis. Basically, Fleur de Lis says during the main phase, if a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck is currently on the field, you can quick effect special summon her onto the field, and then she says then you can negate the effects of one face-up monster on the field until the end of this turn. Now what's really good is this card is actually non-targeting, and she's a big girl, right? She ate her veggies. So basically what's going to happen is you have two of these guys, you go summon window, send a card, non-targeting as well, so very similar to Dingirsu. So summon, window, send a Dark monster, now your opponent's locked into special summon. Now when they use their like one or two effects to try and like out window, whether it be like a monster doing something or whoop-de-whoop-de-woo, we're gonna go ahead and drop Fleur de Lis. Fleur de Lis is gonna negate it. And now for follow-up plays, we have literally 4 monsters on board. You can literally do anything you want with it. You can just keep on pushing with Dragma to keep sending your monsters. So yeah, that was the first combo. Let's get into the second combo. So like I said in our first combo, every combo for the most part is going to revolve around Disciple of the Nadir. So yeah, now this is Disciple of the Nadir plus your other engine with Ather the Invoker. We take these two bad boys, we smash them together, and this is what we get. So I'm going to show you guys right here. We're going to go ahead and use Alistair's effect. We're going to grab Invocation. Then we're going to turn Alistair into Salamangreat Almiraj. If you guys know about Invoked, then you guys clearly know where I'm going with this. I'm going to turn my boy into Secure Gardna, and I activate Invocation to banish Secure Gardna and Invoker to summon our Macabre. Then we're going to go ahead and use Invocation, shuffle it back, to add Alistair to our hand. Now the really neat thing about Disciple of the Nadir says, you cannot special monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn after this card resolves, right? It doesn't say during the turn this card is activated, meaning you can summon all your monsters before, then use your restrictions, and it still doesn't matter, just because you are able to already put up a Macabre Disruption. So right here I'm going to show you guys. Yeah, I go Disciple of the Nadir like I showed you previously. The only thing here is, again, since we already normal summon, it'll be tricky, but the joke's on you guys because I'll show you why. Go ahead and use Disciple, send Apcolone, add Ecclesia, and then Apcolone, add Rook, and discard Rook. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to special summon Ecclesia the Dragma Saint, because she says if a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck is on the field, you can actually special summon this card from your hand. So this actually just bypasses the whole double normal summon type of aspect that like you might run into when you play some sort of invoked engine with like another good Stratos like card like Ecclesia. But this is why she's really good, and this is the synergy that the deck provides. And then again, there are lights as well. So we're going to summon Ecclesia, we're going to use Ecclesia's effect, we're going to grab our Dragma, and then what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and we're going to banish our Almiraj, summon our Dragma, or Maximus, sorry, not our Dragma. Summon our Maximus, use Maximus's effect, and we're going to send, again, like I said before, we're going to send our Construct, and we're going to send our Ashen Dragon. Now, Construct in the graveyard is going to trigger, and Construct is going to add our Rook, and then, of course, Ashen Dragon has this effect as well. So then what we're going to do is we're going to not proceed to the end phase. Yep, there you go. Set the trap card. And now we're going to proceed to the end phase, and Ashen Dragon is going to go ahead and add our Fleur de Lis yet again, the Dragma Knight. Now, again, like I said before, guys, now what we're going to do is during our standby, during our main phase, we're going to activate Rook whenever our opponent does whatever, and this is going to banish, and we're going to summon our window right here. Boom. And yeah, so like I said before, we went from having essentially 3 disruptions and like a nasty blanket effect to 4 disruptions with the blanket effect. So again, we have the Rook, and the Rook again will send a card with the same attribute. We have window locking our opponent into special summoning only once. Chaining this to a special summon effect monster that like reveals or something like that, like I said before, like Souls, is like literally GG, like your opponent's screwed for the rest of the turn. Then again, we still have our Invoked Mechaba, which is putting in work like with just a generic negate. Then on top of that, we actually still have our Fleur de Lis, which is the negate. So basically, again, like I said, if your opponent threatens this or threatens Macabre, you just drop Fleur de Lis. So it's just more protection that this deck provides. So yeah, that was the second combo. Now let's get into the third and final combo. So now guys, this is the third and final combo that I think that everybody should know. Again, these are combos that you should know. There are other combos that this deck has, but that's like with a 4 and 5 card hand. And I just feel like right now that's not like the most consistent. In-game scenarios are different. If you guys want to see test hands, make sure you guys let me know down below so I can actually give that to you guys whenever you guys need it. But yeah, anyways, we're just going to start with this combo. Again, very similar. This time we don't have Nadir, but we actually opened the Maximus instead, so it's going to act like it, and I'll show you guys just how we do that. So we're gonna go ahead and do, like I said before, do what the duobs do, and we're gonna grab our Invoker. Invoker is gonna turn into our Almiraj, and Almiraj is gonna turn into our Secure Gardna. Right here, we're gonna activate Invocation. We're gonna summon our Macabre. For the most part, all this invoked engine is Macabre turn 1, Perk turn 2. So now we're gonna go ahead, shuffle back, and add our Invoker back to our hand. And now from here, I know you guys can see like it's kind of tricky because we don't have Nadir, so like what are we gonna do? It doesn't matter. We're gonna go ahead and we are going to banish Almiraj, and we're gonna summon our Maximus right here, and we're gonna use Maximus's effect, and Maximus is gonna send our Apcolone and our Ashen Dragon. So I mean, instead of sending I believe it's like Construct, we're gonna just send Ashen Dragon, Apcolone instead right here. So of course the effects will trigger, boom boom. So now right here, Apcolone is going to trigger. to add our Rook, like I said, and then we're gonna have discarded cards. So like I said before, this is the other card that you pitch, and again, like depending on the engines you play in your deck, this can either be extremely rewarding or not really. But again, if you play a heavier Shaddoll engine, you can like pitch a beast, draw card, so it still is really nice to have. And then like I said before, we're gonna go ahead and set our Rook and proceed to the end phase. So right here, I know what you guys are thinking, like this is the worst combo, blah 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 blah. But again, like I said before, you guys need to understand the Ashen Dragon's effect says you take one and then you choose. So right here, I'm gonna take my Ecclesia and I'm gonna summon her. Now Ecclesia's effect is going to trigger, and it says, well, on special summon you're going to add a Dragon card. So what are we going to do right here? Ecclesia's going to trigger, and we're actually going to go ahead and add our Fleur-de-Lis. So boom, right there, you guys saw it. We got to the different way just without opening Nadir. I just thought that this would be really important to show you guys why Maximus is actually really good. But yeah, now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing that we always do, standby main. We're going to go ahead and we're going to activate Shaddoll Rook. And right here, we are going to banish our 2 copies. So we're going to banish our Ashen and our Apocalone. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to summon our window. Again, we got to it the exact same way. But now I'm just going to tell you guys, since it is third combo, we're going to go a little bit more in depth with this. Shaddoll Rook can actually send any, special summon any Shaddoll monster, right? Just by banishing it. So technically speaking, you can actually banish a light and a Shaddoll monster to summon your construct instead. And essentially what construct will do is she can send like a tech card, she can send like your dragon to pop a card, she can actually send like that other card like Reshaddoll Ariel, correct me if I'm wrong, and she can like DD to Crow and like banish the 3 cards from your opponent's graveyard. So you can banish like Jack Jaguars, you can banish like Orcus cards. It's really good. And anyways, this combo deck does seem to be the most favorited deck going into the new format, depending on what happens with Eldritch, because Eldritch is kind of dookie butt. But yeah, so personally guys, I think that this deck is good. If you guys want to see more test hands, you guys want to see the deck profile, make sure you guys let me know down below in the comment section. Again, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe to stay up to date. We are going to be doing that giveaway at 6,000 subscribers. Again guys, this is Hamza, and say it with me, like I always say, keep on shining and never give up on your dreams. Peace.